Today we arrive in Reims, France. Looking forward to the adventure.
Yes, and when we get here, we have a hamburger. But at least we have a little free
Hamburger.
champagne and music to pair with it.
Way.
We're here in our Airbnb in Reims. Here's the view from our balcony. Here's the view below. And here's where we just got at the bakery. And here's Tim's face.
Well, at 6 p.m. we arrived in Reims, France at 6 a.m. this morning on the bus. And so it was very rough. So it was a long night on the bus. It was about an 8-hour bus ride. Is that 10-hour bus ride. It was a very long ride.
It was long.
And
we didn't sleep much at all.
Unfortunately, the bus, we were hoping we were going to sleep, so we found the best seats on the bus, the very back. There were 5 seats that were together. Unfortunately, the seats had buckles, like where you would buckle your seat, and so we were hoping to lie down. So that was tough.
Poking
and then about 3/4 of the way through the ride, somebody got on the bus and wanted to join us in the back seat, so we had to make room.
Because it was totally full, the bus.
It was totally full.
Yes, for 4 hours.
When we got on, it was probably quarter full, and then we picked up people as we were going. So it made for a rough night.
Yeah, so we get off the bus, and it's at a train station, and there it's about almost 6 a.m. Nothing is open, including the train station.
That's right.
So fortunately, we used Google Maps before we left, knowing that this might be a problem, and so we had done our homework, and we found that there was public transportation, so we could take a tram for a nominal fee.
The reason we needed public transportation is the train station we arrived at is about 4 miles outside of the center of Reims.
Yeah.
And so we're staying in the center of Reims. So.
Yeah, and 4 miles, that's we could walk that potentially, but we're certainly not walking with our luggage.
Nope.
So we take the tram into town, which was great. At least it's a
affordable.
nice day too. So it's a good day. If it was like cold in Munich and raining, that would have been awful because we would have just been stranded outside. And we were the only ones who got off on the bus station at this stop as well. So it wasn't like there were a lot of people to share a taxi with, and even if there were, we didn't see a taxi. So a little bit crazy, and I'm happy that that's over. So we walked over to our Airbnb owner's home.
She was very accommodating. So
thank goodness for this woman.
She let us come see her at 7 a.m. at her home and pick up a key to our Airbnb, which we did. So.
And then we crashed hard, so we fell asleep for almost 5 hours.
But before we crashed, we actually had a little breakfast. So I
picked up some yogurt and fizzy water.
Fizzy water.
But
yogurt.
The breakfast was one of the best breakfasts.
Yeah, or one element of the breakfast was the best thing Amy said she may have ever had in her mouth.
For breakfast.
I
just said for the. It almost
no,
had
you
been
said for.
No.
Yes.
No.
She said this morning that may be the best thing I've ever had.
It was an almond croissant, and the two of us love almond croissants. This one was maybe the best one I've ever had in France. We've had croissants every day.
She said ever.
For breakfast. Anyway, it was amazing, and so I might even say it was so good. So anyway, so we crashed hard. We took a shower, got out of our place by like 4:30 p.m. We're ready for like lunch at 4:30. Well, everything is closed by they're open from basically 12 to 2.
They shut down between lunch and dinner, or they're only open for one service for the others.
Yeah, so we had to go find something. It was like a lot of cafes and brasseries, which is great. A lot of people outside hanging out, having cocktails and champagne. We're in the land of it's famous for champagne. So Veuve Clicquot and Taittinger are from here. Mumm.
Well, the train station we came into is actually Champagne Ardenne. So
probably mispronounced.
Probably 100%.
So we're here in this cute town. It's definitely lovely. The weather has taken a turn for the better. It's going to be hot. And here's an interesting thing. So first of all, I think that our Airbnb might be the best Airbnb I've ever stayed in. That's a lot too. So we've stayed in about maybe 15 or 16. I love this one. And also,
if it had air conditioning, it may be up there.
That's what we're going to see. So it's going to be in the 90s, like 85 to 90, low 90s this trip. So the question is, can we deal with no air conditioning? Because I'm the princess in the pea. He needs to be cold when he's sleeping. So how is this going to work? Let's check this out, because if we don't need air conditioning, that opens up our options a lot for Europe. And so we're going to see.
Thanks for watching.
Join us in Reims. So it's 5 p.m. and we're having lunch. We were so hungry. Actually, we just ate lunch is why we're talking here. So this place behind us, 231 East, is a burger place. We haven't had a burger the entire time we're in Europe. I don't know that I've ever had a burger when I've been in Europe. I certainly wasn't expecting good things. This one was great.
It was great. So the burger was delicious. The fries were good. Actually, I think the fries were the star of the meal.
The fries were fantastic.
The fries are really good. So this is our first burger. So we haven't been seeking out burgers since we've been in Europe. So this is our first burger in at least 30 days. So we don't know when we had one before we left home. But this is a really good burger. So we were happy to have this. This was a good find. Also, think we paid 13.50,
13.40 euro.
13.40 euro, so about 16 bucks for this meal, and it was a nice meal. That's right, and that included
like
an upgraded a Euro 50 upgrade to get a Brooklyn Brewing lager, which was I haven't had really decent beer since I've been in Europe, so this was a nice find for the beers, a nice find for the burger, and a nice find for the highlight being the fries. So
and we didn't have, like, burgers weren't our first choice. It's just that everything was closed. We went to a salad place that looked like underwhelming at
really
best and kind
not
of expensive.
Good and decently rated. So anyway,
and so this place was also decently rated, but we just needed something open because I was getting woozy and headachy after having a long time with no food, and Tim gets real hangry if he's hungry. So so we did it. We had a good burger and we shared
delicious.
it. Yeah, so I'm gonna.
Hi. Amy usually finds all of our free stuff to do. Today, I actually found something for us. So I was searching around for things to do in Reims, and there's going to be free music all this week. It's jazz, it's classical.
For like 2.5 months.
There you go.
Every night, 7 p.m.
So we showed up at this event tonight. Took a little while to find it. Actually, when we showed up this morning, the person who was who we're renting the Airbnb from told us about this event. So we come tonight just expecting to find free music and
hoping to find free music, and they gave us free Mumm champagne. We're at the house of Mumm, so chin chin.
How's that? Chin chin. Merci, Mumm. We're going to show you what we found at the Lidl here in Reims. So we've had a Lidl in Berlin, a Lidl in Munich, and so now and Vienna as well. So this is a great discount grocer, and so they have different merchandising in every city, a little bit different. So there was some of the same stuff here as there, but there's also new stuff here. So we were excited to find some peaches, some cheese, some prepared croque monsieur. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that.
Little tarts, like a little quiche.
A bottle of wine and some sparkling water. So all of this was under $12 US. So
under 10 euro, under 12 US dollars. Good deal.
There is a value to be had in France.
Yeah.
Well, all right. There you have our first full day, or actually our first day in Reims. So
which I think we're mispronouncing.
I'm sure we're mispronouncing it. As my apologies to everybody in Europe and with the language
and we're just going to say
I'm
this
from
in
East
every
Texas.
video.
I don't know what to say. Anyway, we're trying. We're trying. I am trying. Amy's trying. Probably harder than me. So we got our first hamburger out of the way. Potentially our last hamburger. That was a good.
That was tasty.
It was a good meal. And then our concert, Amy and I differed a little bit on what we thought of the music. So I thought it was fun and campy and weird and in a fun way. The audience was a little different than what you might experience at a free concert back at the States. They were all sort of wrapped with the concert. It seems like
seated
when
and
we're
wrapped.
Doing summer concert music stuff back in the States, outdoors, people are more engaged with each other than they are with the music.
They're chatting, they're having picnics. Not this.
Not this, no.
This was like a symphony concert outdoors with goofball.
With eggs.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird stuff. But I thought the music was good, so it's just the campiness that was kind of weird for me. I didn't include much of it in the video, but there was plenty of it. And so I'm going to talk about the money from today. We spent $41.46, and our hamburger meal was on the pricier side. It was somewhere like 15, 16 US dollars. That included Tim's beer. We went and got all those groceries at the Lidl. So that included, there were a couple things added in there, and that came to $41.46. What we've decided to do is take anything over or under and work it like a checking account. So if so every single morning we wake up with $40 extra in that account, and if we're in the hole or if we're positive or negative, that money's just coming over with us, starting from our first day in Munich. So right now, where are we coming in? We're coming in at like, I don't know, like $55 for tomorrow, which is great. And tomorrow we're heading to a tour that we had already booked at, I think it's called Taittinger. Ridiculous how we are.
That's it.
So we're planning to walk out there, learn all about champagne, and hopefully you will join us tomorrow.
Also, I wanted to throw something in here also. So we, last year, we were here in the fall, and so I walked away from France. Not here, we weren't in Reims specifically, we were in the south of France. I walked away thinking that this is an unaffordable place. Just France as a whole was unaffordable. It was going to be very costly to be here. So I think Reims has actually redeemed France for me in terms of affordability. So maybe it's Lidl,
Good news.
maybe it's Rem. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of
But
free
it does
stuff.
seem like this can be an affordable place
Yeah.
if you just look hard enough.
That's right. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.